Hi and welcome back to a boat called Wanda. What I'd like to do today is basically wrap up the work that I'm doing on the shell. So as you've seen from the previous updates, where we're at with this is we've basically laid on some quadaxial mat and some chopped strand mats into the shell to build up the thickness there. We've then put back the frames, tapped them in place with chopped strand matting. I've also put in the blocks that support the settee bearers, and the web has been tapped back in place, the captured web that is. So basically, to finish this off, what I need to do next is prepare it for the Flowcoat and then paint the Flowcoat all throughout the shell, and then at least that's one part complete. Saying that, there's still some tabbing that I need to do in the interior to finish off the shell work. So there's that patch down under the nav station, and then there's the tabbing on that forward bearer there in the heads. So I'm really hoping that I can get those little jobs finished off over this next couple of days and in the next update, or this update hopefully. And then that's one sort of solid piece of work complete, which has taken me 5 to 6 weeks. So that's the aim for today. Let's see how we go though. Okay, so I've got some clean-up work to do next. I've just got to tidy up these blocks a little bit that I glassed in the other day, and I need to get a jigsaw and basically cut through this additional matting that we laid up when we were working on this wall. So obviously the best job for this would be a router. I think I could use the guide of the router spindle to cut around that, but I don't have a router, so I'm going to have to use a jigsaw. So that'll be the approach I take for this. So I cut that out, clean up these little blocks down there, and just sand back some of the rough places in the matting and the fiberglass. Okay, what I'm doing here is cutting through the tabbing that we've bended around onto the bulkhead, because I want to get a really flush edge here. So I'm trying to keep it square. I'm cutting it through. Need to be careful I don't go too deep, otherwise I'll score the wood, but oh, that looks good. Nice and square. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Temperature check. Oh, 25 degrees. Wonder if that's too warm. Basically, we've had all the heating in here overnight to just help the Flowcoat set properly and harden up, which obviously it has nicely. Looking good. Only problem is it's so lovely and clean and white, everything else looks really dirty now, so I feel like I need to do the entire shell. No, I won't be able to do that. Well, that's good. And then also nice and warm in here, so I can get the heating switched off now. move all the heating out, and then I think I'll make a star on the tabbing down there. Alright, let's get started. Right, well I just had some luck removing this tabbing here. This came off quite easily because the delamination was sort of aided by this diesel in the bottom, which I think has maybe helped to destroy that bond. So it came out quite easily. I just got a pair of pliers and ripped it out. So that saves a very difficult job of trying to get a grinder down there. But what's left behind is, as you can see here, is this sort of diesel black residue that I've seen throughout the rest of the boat. And I'm just going to get some acetone onto that to try and lift it up. Oh, this is difficult. Don't know if you can see that okay, but here we are here. So here's this tabbing that I'm talking about, and you can see the black stain there. So that diesel's gone in. It was already delaminated, so it sat there and sort of broken down that bond a little bit more, I suspect. So when it comes time to get rid of the Flowcoat here, to re-tab it, I think I'll use this oscillating tool. It's probably the easiest way to get to this awkward space. Don't know how to do this. God, this is difficult. There we go. Arse in first. Well, I'm just scoring the timber a little bit here to try and increase the surface area to get a better bond with the fiberglass matting when I tab that in. Yeah, just try and create some cross cutting here to yeah, get a better grip. I just have to do it freehand. But one thing I can say about fiberglassing is the actual act of fiberglassing or laying down mat is a very, very small part of the overall process. Without doubt, most of the time spent is in preparation, and the amount of time I spend vacuuming is surprising, but it's just always about cleaning up with everything you do. So I'm trying to get into the habit of cleaning as I go, and also putting everything away as I go, so that I don't have too much stuff lying around. So it just gets covered in dust when you're working on other things. But obviously vacuuming now is part of the preparation for tabbing this in. So I'll give this a really good vacuum, get rid of any of the sawdust from this wood from scoring it. And then I'll get down here with some acetone. Okay, so this is going to be my tabbing piece for that tab that we just looked at. So I think I'll do this in 3 pieces. So this will be the largest piece, and then I guess the middle piece will be something like that. And then I guess the inside piece probably be something like that. So 3 pieces, chop strand matting it. Okay, so there's my 3 pieces. 1, 2, 3. Ready to go. Right. Let's see if this is going to work as planned. About there. That will be the tricky part, getting it around there. Oh, that's better. I can see what's going on now. Well, I'd really hoped that this update would mark the end of the GRP repairs to the shell, which, as you know, I've been working on for the past 4 to 5 weeks. And I was hoping that just applying the Flowcoat was the last stage in the process, and then I could move on to something else, onto a different part of the project. But unfortunately, I've just discovered a new area of damage to the shell, and that will need the same type of GRP repair work that I've been documenting for the last 4 to 5 weeks. So yeah, it's a real bummer. It's basically back to square one. So, get everything sheeted up in here, get the suit on, get the mask on, get the grinder out, and back to that sort of misery of grinding and grinding and grinding. But anyway, I'll show you more about that in the next update. Thanks for watching.